Welcome back to the Tech Fighter channel. On tap for tonight's competition is the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus OEM covers, the Alcantara cover and the Silicone cover. Now these are for your Galaxy S8 Plus. Packaging is fairly simple, nothing out of the ordinary, but we'll set that aside so we can concentrate on the cases. Now these are fairly minimalistic type cases. They are not heavy duty protection cases, but they're not thick and ugly like those other ones are either. So let's say you want a great fitting case that'll help you get a little better grip on there and possibly also help you with your fingerprint sensor location. These are great options. Let's see which one would be better for you. Let's start with the Alcantara. We'll get the phone and we'll just put it in top first and then click the corners. So here you see the buttons, the Bixby button and the volume up and down buttons. You can't really see them that well, but you can kind of see how there's slight indentation there in the material. And here it is also for the power button. See it right there. All right, see it right there. So as far as the protection, let's look at the top edge. See that? See how much protection is there on the top edge, and then also on the corners. You can see there's a pretty good amount of protection, so you can set this phone down, screen down, and the screen will not touch the table or whatever surface. So the protection for the edges, the top and the bottom are pretty good. Now look at the protection for the sides. That is not as great. You can kind of see there where the edge is fairly exposed, but again, this is not a super protective type case. It's mainly to give you better grip, and this material does exactly that. Also, the buttons are easy to press. They're not mushy at all. You can almost even hear a click. So the buttons are a go on this case. As far as the protection on the top and bottom, I think that's good too. The sides are a little iffy. Let's see the openings on the back for the fingerprint sensor. It has this nice little metallic ring around this whole cutout, and it feels fairly easy to find the fingerprint sensor by just sliding your finger on there, and it kind of drops into that little recessed section. And there's actually a little divider there between the fingerprint sensor and the camera. Helps stop the finger as you go to press the fingerprint sensor. The openings are good for that. Now the openings on the bottom, here we go, the openings on the bottom, those are actually great too, because it's a fairly large opening on the bottom that helps you access everything you need. Your USB connection, your headphone jack, and your speaker and mic. And then the same thing for the top. There you go. It's easy to access everything you need. So this is a fairly good case. I don't really see any problems with it if you're going into it knowing that this is not a super heavy duty type of protection, but mainly gives you added grip and scratch protection, maybe some minor drop protection. So let's go ahead and move on to the silicone case. Pretty much the same as the other one, with all the same cutouts and the little divider between the fingerprint sensor and the camera. You can see it a little bit more clearly here since it's white. Regular branding. Slide your finger onto there, again easy, and there's a slight indentation in the material, so your finger kind of drops into the fingerprint sensor. As far as the buttons, see, we can see the buttons there. There you go. There. They're fairly well raised up off of the surface of the case, so they're easy to just feel for them instead of having to look for them. And they also have a nice clickiness to them. You can hear that click. It's not mushy at all. The buttons are great on this case as well. As far as the protection for the screen, now this one does not have as much of a raised edge on the top, and definitely not on the bottom. You can kind of see that there. It barely covers the screen. And then of course the sides are fairly exposed. So as far as protection, this probably doesn't give you nearly as much because of that factor as the Alcantara. The grip is good also, has that silicone feel. You're probably used to it from previous cases, you know what I'm talking about. It has a nice grippiness that's definitely better than the bare phone itself. And so the openings are the same on the bottom as well, and on the top there's your opening for the secondary mic. So which one would be the better option for you? Well, it's kind of a toss-up. A lot of it will depend on the actual feeling in the hand that you prefer, the rubberiness of the silicone or the leather-like suede feeling from the Alcantara. Now the Alcantara is more expensive, of course prices vary, but you can check out the links in my description to see what the current pricing is. But the Alcantara is definitely more expensive than the Samsung, but I do feel like it gives you just a little bit more protection than the Samsung silicone. So I think if I had to choose between the two and I could only have one, I'd probably jump on this Alcantara case. So that's the way I declare the winner. Which one would I buy? The Alcantara. By the way, guys, this is a competition video, so that means I'm giving away at least one case, but I've decided to give away both cases this time. So make sure and subscribe, comment, share the video, like the video, comment in the comment section. Let me know which one you would prefer, and I'll pick one of you guys to send the silicone cover to, and another one to go for the Alcantara. Don't forget to hit that robot button on the bottom right hand corner to subscribe.